And today I am going to talk to you about what I've been writing about relevance, the importance of relevance as we get older, and not that what we do just becomes irrelevant for people moving forward. So, why does relevance matter? Well, basically, one of the biggest mistakes that people make is believing that experience on its own is enough. It's not. Experience is valuable, but the world doesn't stand still. Technology changes. The workplace, we can see it changing. Skills that people need continue to evolve. We all need to keep those skills regardless of our age. So, staying relevant doesn't mean trying to be the youngest person in the room or following every new trend. It means being curious. It means being willing to learn something new, adapting when things change, and keeping an open mind. So I've met people in their 20s who've already stopped learning. And I've met people in their 60s and 70s and even in their 80s who are just embracing new technology, developing those new skills that they need, inspiring everyone around them. So age isn't what determines your relevance, your attitude does. So the good news is that staying relevant is something we can all choose. It starts with asking questions, being open to feedback, and making learning a lifelong thing. So, what does really being relevant mean when we say that? Like when I talk about relevance, I'm not chasing every new trend or feeling pressure to know everything. Relevance is about adding value, right? It's about having knowledge, it's about having skills and perspectives that people still find useful today, not about what happened in 1986. So it might mean learning how to use AI. It might be becoming more confident with digital technology, or simply understanding how the industry where you work is changing and what has to happen. So, don't let your experience become your limitation. Sometimes the greatest strength that we can have is the biggest weakness. It's easy to think, well, I've always done it this way. We've never needed this before. That's how it used to work in the past. But they're phrases that can stop us from growing. Experience gives us wisdom, but wisdom is most powerful when it's combined with curiosity and learning new things. So the people who thrive are those who are willing to ask, is there a better way, rather than assuming that they already know everything. So how do we do that? Look outside of your usual topics. Listen to podcasts, take an online course, join webinars, networking events, learn from younger or just more experienced colleagues, but have a look at the things that you haven't needed up to now and how maybe you could use them nowadays. And don't be afraid of technology. You don't need to master everything at once, but start with one tool, practice it, and build from there. I have to say, all of my career, I was hopeless with Excel. I was very closed to learning Excel. But as it so happened for me, I got into new technology, which meant I never needed Excel because AI did all the Excel stuff for me instead. Um, what matters more than your age? Your mindset. People don't become irrelevant because they age, they become irrelevant because they stop learning. And, people who stay curious will always ask questions. They love change, they're open to change. They see that as being something valuable all through their careers. So you can't control your age, but you can control your attitude. So here's a question from me, coaching question. What new things have you learned in the past month? So if nothing comes to mind there, it's a good day to start learning something new. That's short and sweet today. Thank you for listening to my podcast. If you enjoyed it, please share it with someone who might benefit. And until next time, stay curious, keep learning, and stay relevant.